Okay, the screaming is real this time. Welcome back, super friends and super family. I am Thor, your friendly neighborhood god of thunder. Today I'm reacting to The Others. So, wasn't planning on doing this one initially because it lost on the poll, but it was close. It was neck and neck with The Ring, and I was just personally very curious about this movie, so I decided why not check it out. So today I'm reacting to The Others, starring Nicole Kidman. For real this time. At least I'm 99% positive Nicole Kidman is in this one. But just excited to check this one out. I think it's a ghost haunting, poltergeist-esque horror movie, but don't know. Maybe not. Maybe it's demonic. Maybe it's slasher. Pretty sure. I don't think it's slasher. It's got to be some type of spirit or ghost haunting. But I've seen the poster with Nicole Kidman, and based off the title, I'm going to theorize that the others are other spirits from the other side who are hunting our otherworldly. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to use other in a sentence and failing. All right, well, The Others. I don't have anything to say. I mean, I hope you've been enjoying my run of some horror movies to kind of mix things up. Not something I react to too frequently here on this channel, but I thought I would try it for the month of October. Is this something you enjoy? Do you like the horror movie reactions, or are there other genres that you just enjoy watching reactions to more? If you do want to support what I do and watch the full reaction along with me, that's up on Patreon. Thank you to everyone who watches and supports there. Let's get into today's reaction. By the way, of all the Halloween movies I've watched so far this month for the reaction channel, none of them have been quite as scary as I would like. Maybe this one will be the exception. I would like that. That would be fantastic if tonight I have a hard time going to sleep. But let's find out. The Others. What are these noises and sounds? I heard creepy whispering earlier. It's The Ring! It's The Ring! Oh no, just a studio. Sorry. Am I crazy for getting Haunted Mansion vibes a little bit? I mean, I do like how we're seeing these weird, creepy illustrations illuminated by, you know, apparent candlelight. I like that aesthetic. Okay, Jace. I mean, that's just not just a nightmare. That's a night terror right there. You scream like that. By the way, I feel like Nicole Kidman is a legendary actress, but I can't think of many movies I've actually seen with her. If there's any top recommendations with Nicole Kidman, feel free to let me know.
Imagine he's dead like all the rest.
Ah, those were the days.
I mean, you can't blame someone in the winter of their life to be reminiscing on the past, right? Is that the correct term? Winter of your life? This is what I get for trying to sound smart.
I wasn't expecting you so soon.
Bad vibes from this lady. Maybe I'm being paranoid, but I don't trust her.
Experience in service?
Oh, don't let that angel face fool you, ma'am.
She looks so shy. Lydia, right?
Older than she looks.
Can you iron?
I cannot iron. Not well.
She can't talk, ma'am.
Oh, shoot.
All right. All right. The other girl I had spoke too much anyway. Follow me.
I mean, if she's an Uber driver, that's actually a plus. Sorry, is that too dark of a joke?
As you can see, the housework has been rather neglected since the servants disappeared almost a week ago.
I know. How can you keep your place clean without servants? How is it done?
No notice, nothing. They didn't even collect their wages.
Okay, definitely ghosts. That's the only reason, you know, the help leaves without a paycheck. Trust me.
In this house, no door must be opened without the previous one being closed first.
Dang, strict rules.
That is why you will not find a telephone, a radio, or anything else that makes a racket.
Dang. I mean, it's kind of nice. Imagine not having your phone.
Difficult to make out if there is a table, a chair, a door, a sideboard.
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful for ghosts. Hard, bad visuals in a huge old house.
You two could start closing the curtains. All of them.
I wonder if she's being so strict with the protocols because she knows that there's ghosts, perhaps. But if that's the case, it's pretty cruel not to let them know.
What pretty names.
Are you going to be our new nanny?
Although, why would ghosts need a nanny? You know, does Mary Poppins really service the dead?
Of course not. Should I leave?
Maybe the ghost will chase you away.
The others said they wouldn't, but they did.
Oh, The Others. Is that the title of the movie?
Mummy went mad. Nothing happened.
Something definitely happened, bro.
What's going on? I want to see those plates empty in less than a minute. Is that clear?
She is a strict parent, man. Even if they are ghosts. Maybe she's a ghost. Maybe everyone's a ghost.
I'd like a word with you.
Yes, Mum.
But the kids are clearly keeping a secret. That's why the little boy is like, be quiet, you know?
It's an advertisement for servants. Since it was never published, would you mind explaining to me what you're doing here?
Whoa, whoa, whoa. That's crazy.
You don't mind my saying so, Mum. They were the best years of my life.
This is suspicious.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Come on, it's so suspicious. Like, they just happen to randomly be in the area and walk back to this home they used to work in random hope of getting a job, and then she happened to have an opening. Something's going on.
Which are?
Me.
Why does he look nervous? Are they in limbo now? Come on.
That's where children go who tell lies, but they don't just go there for a few days. Oh no. No, they're damned.
These kids are really gonna have nightmares.
Close your eyes. Close your eyes and try to imagine it.
I mean, you might as well say imagine the impossible.
I'm getting dizzy.
Now do you understand why justice and public...
I feel like there's a nicer, gentler way to get the lesson across, but hey, I'm not a parent. What do I know?
Studying. Anne, come with me to the music room.
Why me?
Because I say so. Now come on.
Jeez, can you imagine if she was your mom when you watch a scary movie as a kid? Like, she'd be like, go cry in your room by yourself. You should have been watching the television.
Me.
Anne, wait for me outside.
You know I can't.
What does she mean, you know I can't? Why can't she wait outside?
My daughter is going to cross the living room.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, because of the light. I see, I see. But there has to be, I mean, knowing how movies work, and especially horror movies, there has to be some real meaning in the fact they're talking about limbo and they spend so much time talking about it. Is this a limbo here at the house?
Your might and say an Our Father, and then your fear will go away.
It won't.
Okay, she's being a little bit nicer to her kid now.
You see that when you do that, the Lord is with you. There's no reason to be afraid.
Although I do think she's wrong. I think there's going to be many reasons to be afraid. I mean, from just how intense and unrelaxed Nicole Kidman is, like, I feel like she's got to be stuck in some type of permanent purgatory.
I haven't learned it yet, Mummy.
Are you all right?
Yes?
Okay, right now, put the kids in the same room. Something's going on.
And telling me how a boy can get in and out of this
Chill,
room with his
lady. Quit yelling at her. Oh, and look at that.
mom. The light must be contained as if it were water by opening and closing the doors.
She needs a girls' night out. Like, go to a good place with a great happy hour. Like, just relax, lady.
Did you really see a boy? Yes, he's called Victor.
I honestly believe her 100%. She's kind of mean, right?
Leave me alone. So you don't want to see him now, eh?
I want to see him. Show me Victor. She's so mean. Why is she so mean to her brother, man?
Nicholas, tell him to leave the curtains alone.
You tell him to leave the curtains alone.
Don't be stupid, can't you say it's not me? Victor touches cheek.
No, don't have it. Jeez, are you trying to traumatize your brother? Okay, the screaming is real this time.
Fed up, do you hear me? I am fed up with you.
I didn't do anything.
Well, that's absolutely not true. Even if there was a ghost, you did plenty of things to scare him.
And ask the Virgin for forgiveness.
What? That's not what we agreed.
Yeah, she's like, this is not a negotiation. I'm the parent.
But I read the other day that limbo's only for children who haven't been baptized.
Ooh, she's been reading and studying more than you.
They went, both of them together. Why must they come to Abraham, his father?
I mean, there's so much like religious reading and religious imagery. I feel like there has to be something thematically connected to that going on in this film. She has a creepy stare. That girl creeps me out, I swear.
I prefer to have her where I can see her, but I can't embroider in such poor light.
There's something important about the light, right? But I can't quite figure it out.
I couldn't bear to get another migraine attack.
I'll tell her.
Thank you.
I feel bad for them. She's not an easy employer. Come on, that's definitely a haunting.
Angel of the
What's
Lord.
going on up there?
Nothing, Mummy. I'm just reading like you told me.
And the ghosts are moving around nearby. She's pretty brave just to go right in.
Mummy, you're letting the light.
Oh, careful! She's like a vampire, honestly. Maybe that's the twist. Maybe the kids are vampires. What the heck? Oh, shit. At least they didn't close the door. I thought she was gonna get locked in.
The occupation, I managed to avoid a single Nazi ever stepping foot in this house, and now there is someone here.
Come on, it's not someone, it's a ghost.
Victor told me she's a witch.
What does she ask you?
Things.
Be specific. What things?
We'll search the right side, and I'll take the left. And then we'll search upstairs.
Alright, she's a tough lady, you can just tell. I like how throughout that sequence, like the camera moved while they opened up the curtains to let in the light, added a little energy to the frantic feelings that Nicole Kidman's going through. What the heck? Jeez, that is not fair. Creepy face peering out of the shadows. Need to get rid of all these creepy paintings.
Such stories.
I don't. I read them in books.
Well, you shouldn't believe everything that you read in books.
And take it to the next level, don't believe everything you see on TV. And then the furthest level is the internet. Was it gonna be like an old journal or something? Oh, old photos. Photo of grandma asleep. The movie was boring.
They've searched everywhere, ma'am. There's no one.
I see.
Time to call a priest, look for the ghosts.
Photographs
Is that
of the
real?
dead in the hopes that their souls would go on living through the portraits.
Did that really happen? That's so weird. Oh, come on, that's just creepy.
Oh, it's macabre.
That's a better word to describe it, actually.
For the death of a loved one can lead people to do the strangest things.
Okay, that feels like a very meaningful phrase. She's looking directly at Nicole Kidman. That means that maybe Nicole Kidman is experiencing something, believing something strange through her grief of losing her husband, perhaps.
Yes, I think so. So, you know, my memory's a bit rusty these days.
There's rusty memory, then you're forgetting what happens, like when someone loses their voice. That's such an extreme event.
Did your employers treat you well?
Oh, they were always very kind to us. They treated us just like family.
She's thinking to herself, unlike you, you're much meaner.
Never be able to get up in the morning.
Off you go. I'm going to stay here a while longer.
She's gonna stay there a while longer because she's a ghost who can't move on. Anyone who's seen my Haunting of Hill House reactions knows how I love to inaccurately guess that people are ghosts.
I'm sorry I was so hard on you.
Oh, she feels bad for being so strict. I mean, parenting is always hard, but parenting when you're dead, that's gotta be extra hard, right? Maybe her children died. Maybe that's the grief she can't get over, and that's why she has to keep them in the dark or something.
Because he wasn't prepared to let the Germans tell him what he had to.
Honestly, a good way to simply explain to your kids. You might be better off armed with a rosary, just saying. I mean, at least you're being haunted by a ghost who has some musical talent. I think ghosts are like velociraptors, like locks do not stop them. The ghosts are just shutting the door behind you because that's what you said the rule was. Every time you go through a door, close and lock it. Jeez. What? Well, I mean, of course. I mean, if they can lock doors and close doors.
There isn't always an answer for everything.
As long as there's an answer to the mystery of what's happening. But come on, just look at her expression. Like, clearly she knows what's going on.
Are you going to tell him?
We have searched every room in there, inch by inch. And now I need them to be blessed.
I mean, you gotta listen to Mrs. Mills. She knows what's happening.
Know if there was a family buried here. And if they had a little boy, Victor.
Probably. I mean, I do like her go-getter attitude and how she's not just gonna sit by in a haunted house and do nothing, you know. She knows she's a woman of action, you know, I can respect that. I think that she herself is a ghost, though, I really do.
Which?
Oh, wow, he's literally hiding the graves. I wonder if maybe, if she's not a ghost, maybe like these servants showed up, you know, because they realized something of the history of the house and are trying to sabotage or take over. That is some thick fog. How did they film this? Bunch of haze machines? This is why you need Google Maps, honestly. What's wrong with this woman? It's like her voice is echoing or something. At least in my headphones, it sounds like that. Who the heck?
They say a lot of things.
I mean, the timing is just impossible, so he must be a ghost too.
Sometimes I bleed.
What? That's not a normal thing to say. He's acting creepy, come on. My heart goes out to her. I'm assuming that, you know, the reveal is going to be very tragic, but it's great seeing her experience this relief, even if it's somewhat an illusion.
Very pleased to meet you, sir.
You don't look pleased to see him here. And he looks so confused.
Have you both been well behaved?
You've been very good.
Yeah, you've been so-so. Oh, sorry.
Every day for our first communion. Daddy, did you kill anyone?
Probably.
When's Daddy coming down?
Be patient, Anne. Daddy is not well.
He does not look well at all.
How do you know who the goodies and the baddies are?
That's the good question. It's tough.
Stop breathing!
Can you imagine saying that to your child? It's kind of morbid.
Then everything will be different.
How?
Oh, you'll see.
Oh, building the suspense, huh?
Children will be easier to convince. Oh, it's the mother who's going to cause us problems.
Convince what? What a...
Little. Oh, just a little.
All right.
I mean, good luck keeping that white dress spotless as a child. It is really sweet how she's trying to, like, help him. That's gotta be so tough, too. Like, this whole time she's waiting for her husband to come back, thinking he would help out, and it would be this perfect reunion. But now it's almost like she has to look after him as well. What the heck? What the heck?
What's the matter?
What do you mean, what's the matter?
You're wicked, wicked!
I mean, what is happening here? Why would she see her daughter as old and creepy? You know?
I don't know what's the matter with me.
You must get more rest.
No, you must do more exposition here, Mrs. Mills. Help this poor woman.
The tablets for your migraine, ma'am. The ones you always take.
It could be ecstasy. She could be related to Ari or something.
I'm not talking about the ghosts. I'm talking about what happened that day.
What day? Did she kill her children?
I wasn't enough for you. That's why you left.
Is that really the reason? I feel like not. I mean, the fact that he said he wants to go back to the front makes me think 100% he's a ghost, right? And he's gonna be gone when you wake up. I mean, this truly is a limbo, because whatever state she's stuck in is a very unhappy one. It's such a subversion for the normal horror trope, like instead of the dark being scary, it's the light. Okay, Mrs. Mills, you are the creepiest of all of them. Honestly, just look at her.
Who was it? Who did this?
Poor Lydia, poor Lydia. You deserve better.
Lives depend on someone has taken the curtain!
I have noticed, ma'am, there's no need for you to raise your voice.
Why don't you just explain things? I do wonder what reason Mrs. Mills could have for not revealing more of what's happening.
We'd better go and uncover the gravestones.
I'm guessing her children's gravestones are out there.
If I hang on to the pipe, I can climb down to the ground. It's very easy.
Is it easy? Okay, well, she made it look easy.
Want to come and look for Daddy too? Liar, you just don't want to be left on your own.
I mean, who would be in a haunted house?
I don't know. Anything. Let's see. My name's Anne and I'm walking.
That's about the most boring thing you could say, but at least she's saying something to be nice to her younger brother.
What's that over there? I think they're graves.
I think they're your graves.
Written here. Let's go. Wait.
What's in the letter? 1891. Holy, I knew it.
The ghosts. Why aren't they wearing sheets and clanking
Oh.
and telling lies? And I'm not teasing you. I'm telling the truth.
This is what happens when you're the girl who cries wolf.
Children.
I love how she's still holding onto a gun as if that's gonna help.
Yourself, man. Tuberculosis finished us off. More than half a century ago.
But are ghosts like short on real estate? Is that why they keep coming back to this house? They're like, we have no place to stay. I guess there's a shortage of big, old, empty houses that look scary. That's kind of the required interior design for ghosts, right?
Go away!
Get some holy water.
Don't separate you.
Yeah, don't separate. Good. At least she's got some horror movie sense. Stay together. Oh, great. They're not alone in there. Oh, no. Oh, no.
With us, children. Come with us.
Holy. That was such a quick shot of the woman. Was that the same woman that she saw, like, in the little wedding dress?
Why are you afraid, children? Why don't you want?
Is that a rhetorical question, scary ghost lady? Come on, please. Why are they afraid? It's obvious.
This room. What did your mother do to you?
I hope she didn't kill them. Oh, hold on. Those people there are alive, aren't they? The intruders are living people. Okay, I think I figured out what's going on.
Yes, we do. We know the woman went mad, smothered her two children, and then shot herself.
Jeez. Oh, wow.
Let us leave this house.
All right. We will leave tomorrow morning.
That's a mistake. That's a mistake. Have you never seen a horror movie? I know this is a throwback movie, but come on, bro.
Jane, thank you so much for coming.
Pleasure. I hope you've been of some help.
Oh, yes, of course.
It is cool that from a ghost perspective, the human characters are the intruders who are freaking them out.
First, I couldn't understand what the pillow was doing in my hand.
Yeah, why did she kill her kids?
I killed my children.
Why? Why would you do that? Did she literally just go crazy? And what happens now? Do you move on? What kind of afterlife is expected for a mom who kills her own kids, you know?
And that was the last time she ever spoke.
You could have explained things, right? You really could have explained things. Why not? Why? I know the movie had to happen, but from your point of view, Mills.
But others will come. Now, sometimes we'll sense them, other times we won't.
So ghosts don't always see the living humans? That's so interesting. It's like they're in a separate realm that's just kind of crossing over a little bit.
You say with me. This house is ours.
I mean, that pretty much guarantees they're going to haunt any poor living people who move in.
Mummy, look, he doesn't hurt anymore.
Why did it hurt before? Was it because, like, stepping into the light, like, revealed the truth? It's like the origin story of the creepy lady you see staring in the window of an old house, you know? It's a nice angle to take on a horror movie. The poor people who buy this property. Alright, so that is The Others. Well, I am a little bit satisfied that I was somewhat right in my predictions during the movie, kind of seeing that Nicole Kidman was a ghost and that the kids were ghosts. I mean, everyone was a ghost, pretty much the entire staff, but it's an interesting premise as like a horror movie. It's a nice kind of reversal of the classic thing, you know, instead of a family moving into the creepy haunted house, it's everything from a ghost perspective. And, you know, you really get to experience firsthand the confusion and frustration and kind of dissatisfaction of living in that in-between realm. You know, I guess it's something you never really considered too much about. You know, you think of like, why do ghosts linger in a haunted house in movies sometimes? But the experience, like the emotional experience of what it's like for them living there is something that I don't think many people, at least myself, I haven't really thought of it too much. So that's an interesting angle. I appreciate that take on a horror movie, you know, what the experience is like for a ghost. And there's a few things I'm not fully 100% certain on. I mean, I don't want to be too literal, and, you know, this is obviously a movie that's for entertainment, but I don't know why the ghost Mrs. Mills wouldn't tell Grace that she was dead. I mean, I feel like that would have been a little bit simpler and more straightforward, less, you know, satisfying from a storytelling perspective, obviously, than like a dramatic reveal of the gravestones later on. But I was wondering, like, if there's a reason she waited, if she thought that it would be better for her to discover the truth on her own, you know, like kind of looked at that as like a personal journey of discovery from in the ghost realm, you know. She's like, that's your own very personal thing, ghost discovering that they're dead. And I'm also just curious, like, why, I guess my theory for why Grace wouldn't realize she's a ghost, like why some ghosts had less self-awareness than others, probably has to do with the fact that she, you know, the trauma of killing her own children and killing herself probably blocked out, you know, classic denial, that whole experience. And so due to that, you know, you had to really embrace this shunning of the truth. And speaking of that, that's what I'm also going to theorize is the reason why she couldn't let the kids come into the light. Something like, did those kids have that condition in real life? Is that a real condition? Not as far as I'm aware. I think it's more symbolic to the fact that by hiding the children and just keeping the light out of that home, it helped protect herself from the truth that they were dead and that she had killed her kids. I also wonder too, like, what happened there? Like, was it just the difficulty of having her husband leave and then die far away in war, and she snapped one day and killed her own kids, kind of in a moment of despair? Was she mentally just completely unstable, and then one day it just went too far? I mean, I know the advancements on mental health and understanding were much less than what we have, fortunately, today. So maybe it was just a circumstance of that. You know, she had violent tendencies and never got the proper treatment and snapped one day under stress and pressure. I guess, I don't know, there were so many clues, and maybe I've just seen too many horror movies, and I get so many predictions wrong. Maybe it's just a matter of statistically I'm going to get one of them right. But it seemed kind of obvious that there were some dead people going on, right? Like, there were so many lines of dialogue. It felt a little bit, I wish the twist had been a little less telegraphed, perhaps, but maybe that was just me. Then maybe that's just my personal experience with this movie. In fact, I'd love to know, people in the comments down below, like, did you suspect that Nicole Kidman was dead during this movie, you know, or were you completely shocked? I guess the twist didn't shock me. Like, it was cool. The part that surprised me was kind of seeing, oh, that those people are the living people, you know, and then like seeing that classic just setup from most horror movies, right? That scene at the table where they're trying to communicate with the dead. That was cool, like seeing it from the other side. But I wasn't shocked, like, oh my gosh, they're dead. I was kind of like, okay, well, yeah, of course, that makes sense. What exactly is going on specifically with the details? But how did the twist impact you? You know, like I'd be curious. For anyone who watched this movie. I like the general tone. You know, I think Nicole Kidman did a really good job, and just the setting of the house, and, you know, if the excuse for the low light was just simply for a moody, dark atmosphere, I think that's a good enough reason, because, you know, there was definitely some cool uses of dark and shadow, and I like the candle light throughout, and Nicole Kidman did a really good job. You know, I think that she really had to carry the movie with her performance, and you know, a lot of times it was just, you know, we're not seeing anything. We're just hearing some sound effects, and she has to, you know, really express the fear completely just on her face. And she did a really good job of making that feel genuine. And I also thought she did a good job of kind of blending this harshness mixed in with this deep love. Like, very believable that she would be the type of mother who maybe was unstable and snapped. You know, you could see that with like touches of her temper, but she brought some nuance to that, where it wasn't like she was just this angry, cold woman. She was someone who loved her kids, but you could see some of that intimidation and almost coldness there. And then I think thematically there was something about the religious truths falling short. You know, I definitely think that Grace was clinging on to her religious Catholic beliefs for her interpretation of reality, and she really had such a firm, you know, everything was through that lens. It's how she interpreted just everything that was going on. And then, of course, by the end of the movie, we have a very big change. First of all, I like the change, like I mentioned earlier, the reaction of how she tells her kids to stay together no matter what, instead of separating them. But I think even more importantly, with that religious theme, you know, at the end of the movie, instead of explaining what happens in the afterlife or afterward, she's like, I don't know. You know, kind of admitting that, you know, I guess kind of touching on that truth that ultimately, does anyone truly know 100% what happens after we die? And it was just interesting seeing a ghost in this movie fictional setting have that discovery in the afterlife. Like, oh, maybe I do have something else to learn. Just kind of interesting, not something you see every day in a movie. I wasn't, as far as scares, I just will keep this brief, but I wasn't scared really at all in the movie. I guess that's the one thing. Maybe I should have put out a poll for what people had suggestions for a truly terrifying horror movie. So I guess that's a final question I'll leave off. I mean, is there a movie that was truly just, I mean, not judging on a movie or storytelling perspective, but just pure horror, scary, kept you up at night? What's your top recommendation for a horror movie? Thank you to everyone for watching along. Thank you to all the patrons for the full reactions. Next week, there will be another Halloween horror classic. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see that. And as always, remember, be active, be mindful, and be a hero.